Hello again. Now, after a couple of programs where we've been focusing on companies which provide services to manufacturers, this week we are back in the factory. My guest on the program today is John D'Angelillo. He is the Managing Director of Bauromat UK. Based in Telford in the West Midlands, the company is a robotic and automation systems integrator. John, it's great to talk to you. Given a brief sketch of you and the company, but give us a bit more background to start with.
We're a company that wants to assist customers in making money. The key thing for us is business has to be profitable in order for them to grow. So we look at what their manufacturing problems may be, and we introduce automation solutions for them. As a system integrator, we actually integrate solutions for them. So together we discuss their manufacturing challenges that they have. We discuss how we could resolve those problems for them, and together we find a solution. Once a solution is found, we design, we manufacture, we do all the electrics, the software, the robot programming. We put the whole system together. We test it out on our premises. We make sure that the customer is happy with what he's got. We train his staff. We then have the whole equipment passed off at our facility with their operators, and then we transfer it and install it into their facilities.
So the complete package?
Complete turnkey system.
Right.
One-stop shop.
Let's look at the UK. I think I know what you might be going to say, but I want to know what you think about the current state of automation in the UK, especially when you compare it with European and indeed global markets.
The UK is lagging way behind the rest of Europe and global as a whole. If we look ourselves as a manufacturing nations and the installations of robotics within the UK, the global average is 99, and the UK are 91. As a G7 nation, we are well below the average. And the problem with that is that our mindset with regards to robotics is not the same as the rest of Europe and the world. If you look in Europe, over the past 5 years, there's been negative growth within the UK. But where you look at Italy, France, Germany, and Spain, which are countries that we need to aspire to in how they do their automation, they are well ahead of us. Likewise, you've got smaller countries like Slovakia, Austria, and Belgium, which are also increasing their automation capabilities, where we in the UK just don't do that. I spent many years as a board member for Yaskawa Robotics in the UK and in Italy, and working with them, I saw how the Italian market operates, how the German market operates. And these countries have a completely different mindset. When you look at manufacturing, the first thing they look at is what do we do? Where do we go in regards to providing a service to our customer? So they will look at automation as the first port of call. Where in the UK, when we look at manufacturing and providing a service to a supplier, the first thing we do is, well, how much is it going to cost us? And how easy is it how many people would we have to employ? On the basis of that, the difference between the two nations are a hire and fire culture. In the UK, we've always had a culture where we can hire people for a job and then get rid of them. Where in the rest of Europe, it's been very difficult to dismiss people once you've employed them. So the complete mindset changes. They immediately think of the implementation of robotics as opposed to additional staff. The advantage that then they have, once that they have the implementation of the equipment already in-house, is they already have now capital equipment in their system, in their production facilities, that they can just need to retool as new work comes along for the business, allowing them to grow and be more cost effective as opposed to what we do in the UK. So our mindset has to change.
We'll come on to jobs in a moment, but I was going to ask you why we compare so badly with other countries, and you've begun to answer it. And the answer in a little way is, if it was a case of just changing policy, then possibly that could be done. But you're saying we completely need to rethink our whole approach, our whole mindset towards robotics and automation.
Yes, I do. I genuinely believe that. I believe one of the biggest problems in this country is that people want their payback on their investments very, very quickly. They look for return on investments over the course of months, 18 months, 24 months, when in reality, where you look at how our competitors in Europe operate, they look at on the return of their investment on the life of the product, which makes the investment more plausible. So we don't have to only look at the owners of companies. We have to look at the financial side of companies. We have to talk to financial directors. We have to talk to owners, managing directors, and make them understand that they have a contract, look at the contract, look at the payback on that contract, and then calculate your investment based on that.
What's being done then to try and increase the numbers you mentioned? Is the government help? Is the funding available?
Yeah, I think the government are actually working very hard to assist in these areas. Over the past 4 or 5 years, there's been an awful lot of activity in the background created by the government where they're assisting with grants. They're looking at how they can help companies finance equipment, look at how they can work with companies in guiding them into investing in equipment. But the key thing for us is to make sure that the benefits are there. When you're looking at investing in automation, it is to grow the business. And one of the fundamental things that we have to work with governments is it's very easy for companies to be given a grant and waste it. Okay, and we're talking maybe a little bit more about that, where I see potential wastage. Take the money, buy something, and it doesn't actually work. But the key thing is where the government also has to look at a means of the investment put into a business that is automatically going to grow the economy for the government, taxes, and where the benefits should be given back to people who invest in automation is basically tax rebates where they see a benefit in profit and in employment. So I think we have to work with government to assist them, but government is listening, and that is the key thing.
So John, let's talk about waste. You mentioned about people wasting grant money. Is this something that you're coming across, that you can actually find when businesses come to you, that is actually happening?
Yes. I think people jump onto the bandwagon of grants being available. They take the grant money, and sometimes they take the grant money because they do see the benefit, and there is the benefit. But what they fail to see, or what they fail to understand, is if you are investing in automation, the first thing you need to look at is, who are you talking to? Who are the people who are saying to you, this is the right thing for your business? There are companies out there who are dealing in what I classify as automation, but yet have not had the experience of automation. When a company is looking at working with an automation partner and wants to relook at how their business are operating, they have to really look deep into who they're talking with. My passion is to get automation into industry, but get it right. We don't want to take advantage of government money, use it, give it to a third party who then run away with the cash, and you as a business who've actually spent money and believed in what you were being told have failed in your investment. Because what happens there, you create a white elephant that collects dust, and you as a business will run away from automation and say that automation is not for you. And that's not what we're about. And we want to guide people to automation solutions, step by step. So I would say to anybody who's interested in automation, listen to who is guiding you. Robots are robots, but robots can't do everything. And some of the terminologies that come across where if a man can do it, a robot can do it, that is not strictly true.
Right, let's talk about some of the negatives that, and you can slay these. What we often hear is that automation, robotics, it's going to mean job losses. It's going to be expensive. How true are either of those?
Neither of them are true. It's a fallacy. Robotics, in life, in work, in automation, in manufacturing, you will come across natural wastage. People leave to go to different businesses, people retire, people want to do different things, and people go from step to step. Where I look at the benefits of automation is that, again, I'll emphasize where the importance lies is that it's the right automation. It has to be correct for that particular business. Putting that into the right element and in the right position. And we've got a number of case studies where the customer themselves have said, on the basis of that, we've got government grant, we've worked with you, Bauromat, we've increased our capacity and capability by 65%, and our profits have gone up. We've had no job losses, and now we're looking for a second piece of equipment because we're maintaining quality, we're maintaining repeatability, we're increasing our productivity, and our customers see that we invest in automation and we believe in where your business is going. So in reality, those are the first steps to increase your business strengths, allowing the automation to step into your business, get it right, look at what you have, increase the skill base that you have within your facility. Once that starts to move, you will want more automation, which will mean more employment, which will mean bigger turnover, which will mean bigger revenue for the taxman. And I hate mentioning the taxman, but it's a benefit.
Yeah, edit that out.
Exactly.
What sort of companies do you deal with at Bauromat? Are we talking larger companies, or are there even benefits for smaller outfits? And I'm looking at companies that perhaps just employ 5-10 workforce of sort of 5 to 10 people.
Yeah, absolutely. We will deal with people with 5 people in their employment or 100,000 people in their employment. To me, we will deal in exactly the same way. The basic difference between the two is that the companies who have 100,000 people or more will know what they want, and they will know what they were looking for, and you have strict guidance on what they want to try and achieve. The companies with less, 2 or 3, 4, 5 people, have no idea of automation, and that's where the hand-holding comes in. And that's where we would guide them step by step. Our business actually provides a consultancy phase, and the consultancy phase is unchargeable. We don't charge people to talk about automation. Our discussions with them hopefully are for the benefit of Bauromat, and we can win some business out of it. But what is important for me, whether they work with Bauromat or not, is that they put and implement the correct automation within their facility. That is paramount.
Let's look at the current situation. Obviously, COVID still dominates. Do you think, though, it might change the way the market responds in the future, and it might indeed influence automation decisions?
Yes, I think COVID, although we've come from the horrific wave of Brexit and the uncertainties of Brexit, and as things start to calm down, then we have even a worse scenario, which is COVID-19, as you mentioned. I believe COVID will bring what I would classify as reshoring. We have made an awful lot of investments outside of this country. And I think people now looking at what COVID has done and the problems that is created with regards to travel, I can see work coming back to these shores. I can see us getting businesses coming back to the UK, and there's no reason why we shouldn't develop the incredible capabilities that we have in the UK for manufacturing. And I believe that the COVID elements of it will also open up opportunities for automation. And again, I say to anybody who is looking and thinking about automation, don't fear it. Look at the benefits it will give your business. With lockdown, automation can assist you to continue to manufacture. Automation can assist you to have your throughputs that creates part of your automation and turnover that you need for your business. So while you're on lockdown, while you need to have the distancing scenarios around you, consider the automation. But again, the correct automation. It's like horses for courses. You have to have the right specifics for your job.
Let's finish, if we can, by looking forward. I mean, what you've just saying, we do hear a lot. It's really interesting. But looking forward, where do you see British manufacturing and your role within it going over the next, let's look medium, long term, 5 to 10 years? I think you're launching a new campaign as well, you were saying.
Yeah, we're launching a campaign which is Think Automation Thursday. We want the nation to start thinking more and more about automation. So on the basis of that, as a business, look at your apprentices, get hold of an apprentice if you don't have one, work with that apprentice and allow him to develop. My life started as an apprentice. I did my apprenticeship in a manufacturing organization, rental chain, many years ago in Greater Manchester. An apprentice tomorrow could be a owner of a large organization or running a blue chip organization. To me, the apprentices of today are the mindset of how manufacturing is going to be. So I see investments in apprentices as a key role. I see investments in Industry 4.0. 4.0 is key to understand what your business is doing, where your business is going, and how you are going to grow that business further. So that in mind, and the fact that we want to see major changes over the next 10 years in technologies and where this country has to be when it comes into manufacturing, we decided that we were going to start a hashtag, which is Think Automation Thursday. And on the basis of that, we want people to ask us any question, however daft it may seem, to follow us, to talk about their concerns about automation, to talk about their means of what they want to do, what they don't want to do, to ask us challenging questions of anything they want to, so that we can work with them to guide them through whatever solutions they may be thinking of.
John, it's been fascinating to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. So Think Automation Thursday. We will put this up on the screen so that people can get involved if they would like to. As I say, John, thank you very much indeed for talking to us. John D'Angelillo, Managing Director of Bauromat UK. Thank you very much. That's it for Factory Talk for this week. And if you want to check back on any of our previous editions of the show, they are all available now on MTD MFG. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.